Hi Libra, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. I'm ever so sorry that you didn't see me shuffle. I did shuffle these cards. Basically, something went wrong with the recording, so I had to switch it off. So they've been shuffled like no more than about a minute ago, okay? So I'm really, really sorry that the cards are already here and you didn't actually see me shuffle them, but I did actually shuffle these cards live on screen as I do with all of the readings. And yeah, sorry about that. But anyway, this is your reading, all right? Your love reading for the month of June 2017. As you know, Libra, for some of you guys, it will apply. For some of you, it won't, okay? So if you're in a perfectly, if it turns out not to be a great reading and you're in a really good relationship, then don't sweat it. If it turns out to be a really lovely reading and you're in a perfectly shitty relationship and you're thinking, oh, that doesn't apply, then don't sweat it. Maybe something good will come off your relationship and stuff, okay? So please, it's a general reading, all right? So just understand that and remember it is general. Let's have a look at what's going on around your mental and emotional. Well, you've got the Magician here is the situation. Magicians are, how can we call a magician? If it's a person, magicians for me aren't the best people because they're kind of transitory, if that makes any sense. In terms of people, they come in with a bang. They can make things happen. They've got great charisma. They are, very much in control of situations. As an individual, a magician would be a person who has great confidence. They're like the Chariot energy in a way. Somebody who's, if it's a male, probably quite tall, dark, really, really handsome, really intelligent, attracts women to him like flies, all of that type of thing. This is somebody who's just, a beautiful individual, a beautiful energy. But sometimes magicians can tell little white lies. This is why they're called magicians. They're very good at putting smoke screens up often. It's like taking a rabbit out of a hat. However, that's not always the case with this magician. It could be around an individual, though. Magician usually represents air signs, but can represent anyone. Usually Gemini, I take it, with the magician, but doesn't have to be a Gemini at all. Really doesn't. Can be anybody. If it's an energy that's a situation, this is about something that starts. So when you get a magician, it's about, magicians rule aces. The magician rules the aces in the tarot. So sometimes this is about an amazing relationship. You've met someone who you think is your soulmate. You've met someone who you think you're going to live your whole life along with. There's also, the magician means very powerful intentions, great visualizations. It's a great daydream, does the magician. The magician is about having some pretty powerful thoughts. What are your mental and emotional, though, underneath this magician? How can we make sense of why the situation is that? Well, mentally, this is the card of being stuck. So for some of you Libras, it might be that you want to hold on to something here. It might be that you're very attached mentally and emotionally to an individual. Might be the situation is you've just started out maybe with that magician in terms of a relationship for some of you guys. And it might be manifesting in terms of mentally and emotionally. This is something I want to hold on to. Maybe this is a person. Maybe this is an energy around a relationship. Four of Pentacles, often when it comes to love, it means to be possessive of something or someone. It also means to be very, very attached. So for some of you guys, it might be mentally and emotionally you're very, very attached to an individual. That's what happens with the Four of Pentacles. And what's the reason for this Four of Pentacles? Well, there you go, the Devil. So this talks about a really kind of, and both cards represent Earth, because this is Capricorn energy. It might be for some of you guys it's a Capricorn. It might be that you're very attached to an individual mentally and emotionally. You don't want to let go, because the Four of Pentacles represents the inability to let go. So it represents the inability to release oneself from a situation, because the Four of Pentacles is a card about protection. But it's also a card about being attached to very earthly matters, earthly situations, because pentacles represent earth. So this could be, because of the Devil, it could be a Capricorn. Now, the Devil and the Magician are very similar energies in their ability to control situations and control people through magic. So this is why they're not very good to come up. When the Devil card comes in, sometimes this is about a black magician. You can see all the black around this person. The Magician, though, is far more, scarier when it's reversed, because it does represent some form of black magic going on as well. So Magician and the Devil card represent some very powerful energies when it comes to love. And it represents for me the ability to create a very powerful bond. So it might be for some of you guys you can't let go because it's a very karmic relationship. Devils represent karmic relationship, karmic bonds, but they're the worst type of karmic bond you get because they're the type of karmic bond that will drive a person mad. The devil represents a karmic bond where morning, noon, and night, all you think about is a particular individual. You can't forget them. You can't get them off your head. You think that they're your soulmate. It's that type of thing. For some of you guys, the situation might be with the magician that you fooled yourselves. There's an illusion maybe that you've created up. Because remember, the magician is a card about illusions. And it's a card about creating a smoke screen as well. So, you know, even though you might read lots of tarot books and you might read in those books with the magician, that this is a beautiful energy, you know, this is about a new relationship, and this is about finally you found your soulmate, and you've found the one, and you're going to create magic, and it's incredible energy around this individual and all the rest of it. It's not always the greatest card for me when I see this in a reading. Sometimes if, you know, somebody comes and says, is my partner cheating, and you get that in the center of the reading, well, somebody started something already, more than likely. If that card shows up in the distant past, if you ask that question, it might be that they've already done it. If it gets in the future, it might be that they're intending to do it, because the magician represents an intention. However, this is the situation with the magician. So some of you guys might have been mesmerized by a magician. It might be that you've been mesmerized by a particular person, in which what's manifesting is the mental and emotional, that you can't let go, that you're very attached. And that's because of a karmic tie that you might have to an individual. It might also be saying with the devil card, Libra, that, you know, again, we can't let go. It might be a Capricorn individual here, but it also might be that this is great sex, that this is, you know, a really strong, earthy bond, you know. But it's the problem with the devil card, it's not about love, it's about control. So sometimes both cards here, the synergy between the Four of Pentacles and the devil is you know, to what's the word that I'm looking for, to be obsessed. For example, this is the card of wanting to possess something, and this is the card of being obsessed by something, you know. So for some of you guys, it might be that, for want of a better word, mentally you might be quite possessive. Emotionally you might be quite possessive. And that could be because of the devil. Might not be the person that you were looking at, but it might be that you're quite kind of obsessed with the relationship for some of you Librans out there. You might not agree, but it might be, because the devil represents obsessive behavior. It also represents destructive behavior. It also represents unhealthy relationships. It also represents addictions. It also represents the inability to, you know, fight your fears, or to let go, or to relinquish some form of attachment. So both cards represent attachments as well. And this is the situation around this. Perhaps there has been a magician. Maybe there is somebody who has completely mesmerized you. Maybe this is an illusion that some of you guys are in. What's going on in the present concerning love for some of you Librans in the month of June? Well, there's the culprit. For some of you Librans, the situation might be around a King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands is a very virile man. So when he shows up in a reading, he or she, remember, kings can represent men and women in the tarot. It doesn't matter. Represent both sexes. If it's a woman, then she kind of identifies more with a male energy, a stronger male energy rather than a female energy, and vice versa. If it's a queen and it's a man, maybe they identify more with a female energy. But this is a Sagittarius, Leo, Aries individual potentially here. But this is somebody who's very much in charge, this King of Wands energy here. And he's in fact a magician himself, because the wand, when he's holding an Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands, when you get an Ace, what does that mean? Well, that means to create. It means a spark. It means fire. It means energy. It means sex. It means all of that type of thing. So there might be an individual here that the situation is around. So the situation is around a King of Wands, and what's actually going on around that situation with the King of Wands here? Well, you've got the situation of the Page of Swords. So it might be that there is a situation of a person here, a King of Wands. Might be that the situation is with the Page of Swords for you, because this is Libra, Page of Swords. The energy of Libra is the Page of Swords, because it's a swords energy. Might be some of you guys are wanting to strike. Strike is the Page of Swords. If this is this person's energy here, maybe they're withholding something from you, because the Page of Swords, and I'm also looking at the tarot interaction here. Sometimes you need to look at where the cards are facing. We can see that this Page of Swords is striking out. So if you look at this person who's holding on, This person's using their sword, and what do they do with this? Why would they be holding a sword up to this Four of Pentacles? Well, they're wanting to basically strike out at that Four of Pentacles. So I'm guessing that maybe this is the energy of this King of Wands. So for some of you Librans, it might be somebody who wants to sever this attachment here. Might be this King of Wands here. The situation is around a person who wants to sever something with this energy that you're holding mentally and emotionally. So if you are attached, mentally and emotionally attached to another individual, perhaps with the Devil card you might be obsessed, you might not be able to let this person go. It might be with the Devil card that this person, there is a karmic tie here. It might be that you're holding on because of the karmic tie, and maybe this King of Wands is striking across because this person wants to break this bond. They want to break this attachment. So they know that mentally and emotionally, some of you Librans might be attached to this individual, to them, and they want to break this attachment. Well, why would they want to do that? Because of the Six of Cups. Now, how does that fathom? Six of Cups is such a lovely relationship, but it's also a naive one. For some of you guys, it might be that, because I'm just looking at the direction and how this Page of Swords is looking over at the Four of Pentacles. Now, the sword is a weapon, and the sword is used to cut. Now, we know that swords cannot cut into steel. I don't know what the pentacles, but it's, you know, when you get pentacles, it's money, isn't it? Now, if you try to cut a coin in half, you're not going to be able to cut that coin. But you might be able, with the sword, to cut the person so that they relinquish the coins. So this is all about getting a message across. I feel that this King of Wands wants to get a message. In other words, the metaphor is this King of Wands, wants to get a message across, probably to you Librans here. And that message might be, this is silly, or you're relying on me a little bit too much. Because the Six of Cups is a card about not just beautiful relationships, not just loving relationships, but it's also a card about childish relationships and relationships that are naive and relationships that need to mature and relationships that are self-reliant, and that, you know, I'm having to give you a little bit too much support here. You know, because the Six of Cups is also about giving a gift and having to give stuff. So it might be that this King of Wands wants to get a message. This King of Wands, well, the situation is the King of Wands. What's the situation? It's a message, Page of Swords. But that message is about to strike on your subconscious or on your conscious, which is saying, I need to hold on to this relationship because I'm tied to it with the Devil energy here. But the King of Wands might have different ideas for some of you Librans, in which this King of Wands might have a message and say, cut it out because you're a little bit too clingy. Six of Cups can also represent a very clingy, childlike relationship. What's going on in your hopes and desires in terms of love for the month of June, Libra? Well, the situation will be around the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles is a little bit of a lonely card as far as I'm concerned. So the situation around your hopes and desires could be a relationship whereby the focus is on feeling alone. Because the Nine of Pentacles, though this woman is beautiful, she's dressed in very fine clothing, she has everything she needs around her, she's still on her own. And for me, the Nine of Pentacles, when it comes to relationships, it can be that you're in something with someone, but it's not exclusive. It could be that somebody comes and sees you, you know. It might be that you see each other 3-4 times a week or 2-3 times a week. But person comes over, you have sex, whatever it is, and then the person leaves and you're on your own in your gilded cage. So often when I see the Nine of Pentacles, it reminds me of a card that says, you know, you might be in a relationship, but I go to bed at night on my own. You know, I don't wake up with this person. I see this person, but, you know, before the crack of dawn, they might have gone, or they might not be around enough for us to say that we're in a proper relationship. But what's going on around that in terms of what your hopes are? This should be something that shows maybe 2 people or something like that. Well, no, hopes of the Hermit. And that's interesting that your hopes would be the Hermit. Now, some people want to explain the Hermit as being a card that says withdrawal. No, not all of the time. The Hermit is also known in the tarot as an investigator. All right? So the hopes of the Hermit would be to come to the end of a journey, to come to the end of investigating. So sometimes this is a card that suggests somebody wants to find a solution. So it might be that the situation is, for some of you Librans, that you spend time on your own, that you're not part of an exclusive relationship with this individual, in which your hopes are with the Hermit energy, maybe to find that solution to whatever this problem is. Because some of you guys might be very, very attached, mentally and emotionally, to a karmic bond, or what you consider to be a karmic bond. But this person here may not be thinking the same thing, because underneath this person is the Page of Swords. They want to get a message across to you, and that message is hitting in on your conscious, and your conscious is saying, I'm attached. Sorry about this, guys. My screen keeps going off because it's attached to my actual camera, and the camera is attached by HDMI, and sometimes it goes off. Let me just see if it comes back on. Oh, hang on a minute. I know what's happened here. One moment. Oh, there we go. Just bear with me one moment, guys. Ugh. I need to press the enter so it brings back. Because this computer is attached to my laptop. So that's why it keeps... It's bloody annoying. There we go. Okay. So this King of Wands, the situation is around the present situation of King of Wands. And I feel that this King of Wands wants to tell you something, because we've got a message from this King of Wands. And that message is, cut it out, you know, because he's got the sword. And the sword is going to strike on you, so you drop this attachment. Because your attachment is the devil. You're attached to something you might believe is a karmic bond, a karmic tie, you believe, you know. But this is all false. The devil is the great deceiver in the Bible. So when you get a devil energy showing up, Libra, this suggests that, again, it's like the Magician. It's an illusionary card. The devil will tell you that you're in love when you're not. That's why often when the devil comes up for people that say, I'm in love, what are my feelings for someone, and the devil shows up, it possibly says, actually, you're not in love. You're just in lust. Or you're just obsessed. Or you're just repeating a pattern. Or there is a very strong energy that is convincing you that you're in love, but you're not. That's why a lot of the time, you know, you get twin flame readings and soulmate readings, and somebody will say, you know, I see a lot of, it's not that I'm opposed to the twin flame concept, and it's not that I'm opposed to people feeling that they have lived many lifetimes with an individual. I'm not opposed to that. But what I am opposed to is, you know, I'm not putting anybody down for what they do, but I tend to see a lot of readings and videos on YouTube or wherever that say your twin flame is coming. It's coming. And on Facebook, you've got all these Facebook groups. You know, I have a friend that used to go on all these Facebook groups about, you know, their twin flame, and it was a guy that she hadn't seen in such a long time, and she'd only met him. She hadn't even met him. She had spoken to him on the phone for about 40 to 50 minutes, this girl had, and she decided that the man was her twin flame, and she was obsessed, devil, with this individual. And she was obsessed that this person was her twin flame, and that, you know, they were going to get married, and that he just didn't know it yet because he wasn't in the 5D or the 4D or the 3D or whatever you want to call it. You know, he wasn't yet he hadn't caught up, you know, with that twin flame relationship. And this is my problem a lot of you guys know that I don't really deal with a lot of spiritual stuff on my channel. And it's not because I don't believe in spirituality. Of course I do. I believe in law of attraction. I believe in God. I believe in spirit. I believe in angels. They've definitely helped me through my life 100%. But one thing I am worried about when it comes to, my clients, to people who talk about, well, I haven't seen this person in 8 years, 7 years, 6 years, or this person hasn't been around that much, but they are my twin flame. And, you get all these videos saying, yes, your twin flame is coming. It's the runner and it's the runner and chaser bullshit. And, as soon as you run, they'll chase. And as soon as you chase, they'll run. And, you just need to give it time and you'll come together. My problem with that is it gives the person hope. And that hope is based on an illusion that this person is your twin flame. Even though what that person does is completely contradictory to the idea. I think if somebody wants to be with you, they will be with you. They will find a way to be with you. If somebody really I know it's not as simplified as that, but I always believe that if somebody really, really, really wants to be with you, and I mean really wants to be with you, they will be with you. And that's my problem with the twin flame bullshit a lot of the time, whereby a lot of twin flames, a lot of people who are together, or sorry, a lot of people who are not together, you always get a runner and a chaser, and it's usually the chaser that consistently looks at Facebook, videos, or joins Facebook groups about, and this is how a lot of people on, who run all of these groups and stuff, they make their money, because they make their money off the vulnerable individuals. Let me give you a twin flame reading. Yeah, I'll give you a free one. Yeah, this person is in love with you, but they don't know it yet, and blah, blah, blah. I even saw a free reading that one of my mates had done, and she was like, oh yeah, he does like me, see? And she hadn't seen this person in, like, I don't know how long it was that she hadn't seen this person. This person was actually in another relationship. She just hadn't seen him at all. And the reader gave her a free reading saying all of this wonderful stuff. And then the reader was like, do you want to pay for a reading? And she paid for a reading. She kept going back. Yeah, he's coming near. It's just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And this is what I'm saying. This person wants to make it clear to some of you Librans that lose the chains. Because the Four of Pentacles, if you think about it, it's just a chain. It's a massive chain that the devil has put. Look at the chains. Look at the similarity between the cards. The devil has put chains on these people here. The devil is keeping these people from actually being free. And you're being kept. Some of you Librans will find yourself from being free from the devil here, because you keep yourself in the chain. And it's the chain of the Four Pentacles. It's the chain of this. This is it's weighing the person down. Look, he's weighed down on his head, his chest. He's got his feet clasped to it. He's weighed down. So I often see the Four of Pentacles also as somebody who's very weighed down by a very kind of earthly, external existence that they refuse to shake off. And this sword, they can't hit the pentacle, but they'll find the part on the person that they can hit and say, let go of this, because this is this here. And that's because of this Six of Cups. This is naivety. All right? You're draining me a little bit with this Six of Cups energy here. This is about something. Maybe they want you to let go because of the past. Maybe you're still holding on. You get Four of Pentacles and Six of Cups. It's about holding on to the past. Some of you guys, mentally and emotionally, you're still holding on here to something that you cannot let go of. Something that some of you guys might be obsessed with. Something that you feel is a karmic tie. But this King of Wands has other ideas, I feel. This situation. And this person here is saying, let go. I'm going to tell you the truth. Page of Swords also means to stand up in the truth, to tell the truth. So this Page of Swords will tell you. He'll say, no, put down the chains, put down this attachment that you have, because this is based either on the past, or this is based on some illusionary bullshit that you've got going on here. And your hopes will be, well, hopefully there'll be a solution, but why do you want there to be a solution with that Hermit card? Because for some of you guys, you might be hurting, you might be lonely. Queen of Swords, and this is you, because Libra is Queen of Swords. So Queen of Swords is somebody who is hurt. This isn't about love. This isn't about love. You'd be amazed how many of these cards really do interrelate with one another, Libra. Queen of Swords and Hermit are practically the same nature, because both of them can represent people who in one way or another are withdrawn. You don't have to be, physically withdrawn, but you can be mentally withdrawn, Hermit can withdraw itself in terms of introspection, so it goes inside its own head. Same as the Queen of Swords. Especially if this is a scorned person, somebody who's hurting to a great degree. So we know that it's not based on love. Your hopes of finding a solution aren't based on, the Lovers, or the Two of Cups, or even the Ace of Cups, or the Ten of Cups, or the Ten of Pentacles, or any of that. It's based on somebody who's hurt. Somebody who feels lonely, somebody who feels scorned, somebody who feels afflicted. So we can see, we've got this number 9 here. Again, a card about somebody who feels lonely in a gilded cage. Somebody who, goes to bed probably alone at night. Who possibly, also, a lot of readers don't like the Nine of Pentacles, because the Nine of Pentacles suggests, Libra, that someone is living in a fantasy land, a fantasy world. This card is also, for me, when I look at it, it's about smelling the roses, because she looks like she's smelling the roses. You know, you've got all this shrubbery around her, and it reminds me of Wake Up and Smell the Roses, you know. But also, this is a card that says somebody's in a gilded cage. They're alone. And as a result of that, what manifests are your hopes of the Hermit. Could also be your hopes. The Hermit represents somebody to reevaluate. So it might be for some of you guys that this isn't just about finding that solution, but it might be also, Libra, that your hopes are that this person here, King of Wands, comes back, reevaluates. Why should he reevaluate? He or she reevaluate? Because you're hurting. Queen of Swords. You're upset. Because some of you guys might be living in the past, Six of Cups, which is why you're holding on to a situation that you cannot let go of. Some of you guys might be holding on because you think it's a karmic tie. We know the Six of Cups is a soulmate card, a supposed soulmate card, that you've lived many lifetimes together. So some of you guys might be holding on to what you believe is a karmic bond, a karmic tie, the devil energy, but it's an illusion. Because the root energy of why this person is saying, I want you to lose the change, is because this was in the past, Six of Cups. You need to grow up maybe with that Six of Cups as well. Your hopes will be, well, why don't you reevaluate? Why don't you come back? Hermits show up as people that come back. So your hopes will be maybe if this person's gone, long gone, or they're not around, or maybe, you know, they know what's going on with you, and this is why they want to, you know, get you to lose these chains of the Four of Pentacles. It could simply be that they're saying, you know what? Lose the chain, Libra, because, you know, this is the past. And you're hoping, but I hope you come back and I hope that you reevaluate because I'm lonely and I'm upset and I feel scorned. And why do I feel scorned? Because the energies are around the Nine of Pentacles. The situation is, I feel alone. Two cards show lonely people. Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. And this is the person potentially you want to come back. What's going on in your expectations for love? Well, there you go. Your focus is around the Tower. So what the situation is around the breakup of a situation here. Okay, so the Tower always pretty much represents, when it comes to love, a relationship that has ended, possibly in chaos, possibly in an unexpected way, possibly with a very violent ending, a very kind of disruptive ending showing up with the Tower. So this could be the situation in terms of what your expectations are. So what are you expecting here? The Ace of Swords. So you're expecting the truth. Ace of Swords represents mental maturity. It represents to spiritual and mental epiphanies, awakenings. That's what your Ace of Swords is. So you're expecting the Ace of Swords, the truth, to finally come out of the bubble of this energy here, because you know full. Libra, you're represented by the Queen of Swords, an intelligent female. But at the end of the day, when the Queen of Swords is scorned, she or he is scorned. And she can also be responsible for being in her own head. I've been in this situation many, many, many years ago. So I kind of know the story well. I've been this lady many, many, many years ago. Thank the Lord I'm no longer her. Thank the Lord. Because it's not nice to be that Queen of Swords. It's not. And it's not nice to be the Four of Pentacles when this is the basis for it. It's fine to be the Four of Pentacles if you're in a good relationship with someone who reciprocates how you feel. But I feel for some of you guys, somebody's not reciprocating something here for Libra. And Libra has found it difficult to let go of the situation here. Because the reading is your reading and it's based on Libra. This is you. You're expecting to wake up and smell the coffee. And why is that? Because perhaps there's a change that comes in. Wheel of Fortune. So the reading's getting better. It seems to be picking up a pace, because when you get the Wheel of Fortune showing up after something that's been quite negative, it says that something good is happening. So for some of you guys in June, it might be that things take a turn for the better. And that's why you're expecting the awakening. And also, the Ace of Swords means to cut ties, to sever ties. So some of you guys might be expecting to sever ties because there's been something quite good that's come in. However, it could also say that some of you guys are expecting communication. Maybe you feel that something has happened out of the blue. Let's see. What is it that you're not seeing in the month of June concerning love? Maybe this will shed some light on these areas here. Well, The situation is around something new. It's an Ace of Wands. It's love. So often this represents new attraction, passionate attractions. Aces represent new beginnings, okay? Now, the Ace of Wands is represented by the zodiac sign of Aries. And Aries are the leaders. I was reading the other day. It was really funny. I've bought a lot of new tarot books, which I'm really enjoying reading at the moment. And somebody was also saying, you know, Ace of Wands is represented by Aries. They're the leaders in terms of tarot. And then they said, sorry, Scorpio. And I thought that was really funny because I'm a Scorpio and I can see that Scorpios can have a bit of an ego because we tend to think that we're the ish, but not all the time, no. But yeah, this is about something new and amazing. The situation is around something new and amazing that's coming in. But what is that? Temperance. For some of you guys, you know, I don't want to read that it's, I don't want to read that it's a reunion, reconciliation, which temperance can show. I hope that this is healing, all right? Because I feel that something new is sprouting for you guys. Ace of Wands shows new relationships, new ideas, new beliefs that suddenly take form, take shape, okay? Especially if what you're expecting is a mental breakthrough because there's been a change for the better with that Wheel of Fortune that's come in. It could be what you're not seeing is something new is starting to open up here. Bloody thing's gone again. There we go. Something new has come in here, okay, with that Ace of Wands. Sorry about this, guys. Oh, it's because I'm recording from a different device at the moment. The energies are showing something new. Now, sometimes this can be an epiphany moment, in which what you might not be seeing is there will be healing that occurs with that temperance. We're going to see whether it's healing or something else. It's because of a Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands could mean, Libra, that there is a fire sign coming in potentially here. Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, male or female. So it might be that suddenly there is a new energies are around a new relationship coming in potentially for some of you guys, in which what you're not seeing, that this would probably be a good match, a good union. Temperance energy, something that might give you a bit of healing, because it's a Queen of Wands, a fire sign, somebody who's quite quiet, quite confident, sexy, attractive, all of those things. Somebody who might be a little bit more gentler than this King of Wands energy here. Queen of Wands also suggests, you know, quite a hot relationship as well. This can be bodily fluids as well, for example, and this can be the sexual act. So it could be something quite hot and sexy coming in for you guys as well here, potentially. What's the immediate future? So what's showing up in June for some of you guys here? And this area here doesn't always say that it's coming in June. It can be said, well, wait, because this will come in for you at some point. Possibly within the next few months, this could be coming in. But just hold your horses a moment. But this will come in as a result of this here. But the Wheel of Fortune usually shows physical things that come in, physical changes with the Wheel of Fortune. It's not always a mental change. Sometimes it's something physical that comes in. What's the immediate future around? Well, there you go, the Fool. Lovely. So the Fool says potentially in the immediate future, the situation could be around a new opportunity. The situation for Libra could also be a sense of not giving a shit. Because when you get the Fool card, it means I couldn't care less. It means I'm free, finally. Free. Free at last, free at last. Thank God I'm free at last. That's what that Fool card can mean there as well. So it could be a new opportunity for some of you guys. The situation will be. Might be some of you guys are going on a trip. Fool means to travel. And that could be. Wheel of Fortune also means the world. So it also means travel as well, Wheel of Fortune. So it might be with the Ace of Swords that what you're expecting is to cut ties completely. Some of you guys with the Wheel of Fortune, it might be suddenly you go on a trip or something like that. Holiday, whatever it is. And that could be why the energies will be around the Fool. But let's see what this is about. How does this manifest in the immediate future for you guys? Well, that's interesting. Four of Cups shows up as the immediate future. So it's saying that the situation is showing a new opportunity, I feel here. But it's manifesting as you guys showing a lack of interest maybe with that Four of Cups. Why is it showing a lack of interest? Perhaps because you're still committed with the Hierophant energy. Could also be, well, I'm not particularly interested Maybe there's a Taurus individual. Maybe there's somebody who's quite stuffy or something like that. But I think this is because you're still committed with that Hierophant energy. And therefore, the overall outcome for love in June for you guys is, well, Five of Cups rules the reading. So this kind of says, the situation will be still feeling sad. Five of Cups. Well, how's that manifesting? The overall outcome is Eight of Cups. So it might be that some of you guys are still feeling sad, possibly because this person walked away, or possibly because you've got to walk away. And what's the reason for that walking away? Now, that's because of new love. Now, we can read this in two ways, I feel. This could be saying that, because we've got the card that says the energies will be feeling sadness here. All right? Now, I don't think it's this person here feeling sad, Libra. I don't think it is. Because this person wants to tell you about your business. They want to tell you to lose the chains because this is way gone. This is in the past. It's done. It's over. It's finished. And you're the guys that probably, because this is your hopes and desires. And your hopes and desires are the Hermit. Now, I don't think it's to withdraw because your mental and emotional is that Four of Pentacles. And that's because of the Devil. Now, we don't have the Four of Pentacles because of the Eight of Cups. Now, if we had the Four of Pentacles because of the Eight of Cups, this would probably say to me, well, Libra's withdrawn. Mentally and emotionally, you're protecting yourself. You're holding yourself back because probably you walked away. Eight of Cups. But to me, this says mentally and emotionally, you're holding on because the Devil card doesn't walk away. The Devil card represents a restriction. It represents holding on. And that's because in the present situation, there's a person here, a King of Wands, could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, in which, as a result of this person, we've got a Page of Swords. Some of you guys might be wanting to communicate because of the past. Some of you guys with this Page of Swords, it might be that this person, because this is the situation here, this is what's going on. This is a person. This isn't your mental area. This is a person showing up around the present. This person, and I'm looking at the direction you see of the cards. The direction of the cards say to me with the Page of Swords, this person wants to strike. They want to stand up and tell the truth. That's what Page of Swords does. If he's not withholding information, he's telling you about your business. So the Page of Swords wants to stand up and tell the truth and smash right across at that Four of Pentacles. And that's your consciousness. That's you saying, I'm still mentally and emotionally attached to this devil. But this King of Wands, I feel, is saying, don't be. Don't be. Let go. Because this is the past. This is the end. This is a relationship that's no good. It could be that you're draining someone of something. And a lot of you would be like, no, I'm not. What are you talking about, Carol? Well, it's just the way that I'm reading the cards, babe. Okay, you can interpret it any way you want. But this is how I'm seeing this reading. So to me, it looks like this person is saying, and because the sword is right over across at that Four of Pentacles, Libra, this King of Wands is saying, you know what? He's communicating. He's saying, I want you to let go because this is the past. And your hopes and desires are, well, hermits often represent people that come back. They've reevaluated a situation. So your hopes and desires might be for this person to come back. Maybe this person's been away for a little while. You want them to come back because your situation is the Nine of Pentacles for some of you. I feel lonely. I'm in a gilded cage. I want somebody in my life. And what's the root issue for that? Because of the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords often cuts herself off from people because she's hurting. So some of you guys might still be hurting over an individual, and that's why you're hoping that this individual comes back. It's not because you're still in love. This is the thing. A lot of people don't get love and obsession, or love and feeling, I remember when I was really into a guy ages and ages and ages ago. I was really into him, and I'm one of those people. I'm a Queen of Cups. I will do a lot of inner reflection. I will do a lot of soul searching when I'm like that, because to me it didn't seem right that I felt that way about that person after a certain amount of time. And I gradually came to understand what was going on with me was that I was this woman. I was the Queen of Swords. I was hurting. And I had withdrawn myself because I was really hurting. And I realised that where my attachment to this person was coming from, it wasn't because I was in love with the person. It's because I didn't have a fucking life. I'm not saying you don't have a life, Libra, but it's so easy to get attached to people when you don't have a life, where you really, really, really don't have a life, and where your life was caught up in a particular person. And the Queen of Swords can be that person. She can be the person where her life, she's kick-ass, don't get me wrong. She's a strong-ass woman. But the problem with the Queen of Swords is when she hurts, and she tends to cut herself from other people, and she tends to go really inward. And she tends to be the type of person that will stay with that pain. And for some of you guys, it might be because you're still attached here, that you're still hoping that somebody's going to come back. However, you know what the truth is because you're expecting severance. Ace of Swords, the truth, clarity of mind and spirit, but also physical severance. Ace of Swords means to cut. And that's because a change has come in. Might be a temporary change. Wheel of Fortunes can be temporary changes. What you're not seeing is there will be somebody for you, temperance energy here. And it's because of this individual, a Queen of Wands, another fire sign perhaps, or somebody with some really lovely, confident, sexy qualities about them, in which the situation will be a new relationship or a new passion. But until then, you guys, some of you, will be this fool. It will be the situation, not that you're a fool, but there is an opportunity here. However, as a result of that opportunity, the immediate future says you probably won't be interested because you're still committed to this. And therefore, the overall outcome is loss. Probably because this person here walked away. Why did they walk away? Did they walk away to a new love, for example? Could be. Is it loss because you walked away? Because you know that you've got to heal with the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups also means to medicate. Self-medicate, be offered medication, to be offered love, not just of the sexual or romantic kind, from friends, from family, people that have your best interests at heart. So I feel that if any of this reading resonates with any of you Librans who are watching it, it's all about letting go of the past, moving on. It's hard, I know, and if it resonates with any one of you, even if it's only one person, then it doesn't matter to me. And I think this is the reading that's affected me most of all through these love readings for June, because I see the pain for some of you Librans in this reading. I really do. I really do. And how, when you are so, it's difficult because, Queen of Swords, for example, it's not that you're hoping that this person comes back because of love. You're hoping they come back because you're hurting still. And there's a difference between still being in love with a person and still remembering the hurt that they've caused you, Because I feel that if you're still in love with someone, it's easier to let go of them, if that makes any sense. Because it means that you've been able to forgive and forget. You remember the good times, but you can let go of them. Whereas when you're still stuck with the hurt, it's the hurt that you want them to be accountable for. So for some of you guys, it might be that you want somebody back because you want to show them how much they've hurt you. But this reading is saying it's time to let go, Libra, if this resonates with any of you. It's time to let go of the hurt. It's time to let go of the pain. And it's time to move on. You might be feeling upset because this person walked away to new love. You might be feeling upset because you're going to have to let go of this situation because you need to heal with the Ace of Cups. You need to let other people come in and help you. You need to allow yourself to be reciprocal to new love because you're not reciprocating love here. You're denying it. You're rejecting anything new that comes in because for some of you, you're still committed with the Hierophant. And it's saying in the overall outcome, you possibly lose out on chances here because you're still in the pain. And it's saying let go of the pain. So for some of you, you're going to have to let go of that pain because either way, whether this person walked away to a new relationship or whether you're going to have to force yourself to let go because you're going to have to heal and allow yourself to be open to other love. To love that, the Ace of Cups is all about reciprocal love. And the Two of Cups is. But it's also more than anything, allowing your heart to be open to that. So allow your heart to open to new love. If this resonates with any of you Librans, allow yourself to open up because there is something coming in here. Might not show up in June, might show up in June, but may not. And if this person shows up in June, is this the person that you guys will be ignoring because you're still attached? Who knows? You can let me know what's going on with you guys. But allow yourself to open yourself up to love because there's nothing worse with sticking with a nasty devil card in terms of this disgusting card when it comes to love. Not unless it's a mutual enjoyment thing going on here. But if this is a one-sided energy, sorry, but I've seen too many times all these people, Facebook, all over the show, social media, joining all of these twin flame cards, readings, groups. And it's not that I judge them. It's just that I think, what a shame. So many people, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, I've ignored all of the new lovers that have come into my life because I just can't let go of the one of them. I can't let go of this, I can't let go of that. And it's difficult, and it's not that I'm down on anyone for that. I really, really am not. But what I am saying is that there is a time and a season for everything. And sometimes when I read that people are saying, in all of these groups, oh, I'm still holding on. I'm still holding on for this person after 8 years, 10 years. I've seen people say 10 years, 11 years, 12 years. I can't let go of this person. I'm still there. I'm still holding on. I just think to myself, you're holding on. It's not about the love. It can't be about the love anymore. It's got to be something else. And it's this Queen of Swords energy. It's not the love that you hold on to. It's the hurt. And if you can learn to let go of the hurt and allow yourself to be healed and allow other people to come in and give you love, I'm telling you, you will find that there is a change for the better, 100%. I love you loads, Libra. If this resonates with any of you, I hope it helped, all right? I love you loads, my darlings, and I will see you guys in July. And remember, self-love comes first before anything else. Love you, Libra. Take care.